what I'm going to do in the next few minutes, see, as I heading public sector in Oracle, my business is, at the panchayats and at the village level, the offices, the block offices, the municipalities, and I keep on visiting all the, government buildings in all the states at Delhi. So I have tried to put up something on the screen which may be a little different. I am not going to talk of all the great technologies that are happening. It's there, it's happening. There's so much of work that is going on behind that. I am also a member of the CII IT committee. I have been honored to be there. So, what I am going to tell you today is the future of work is changing. Everybody knows that. And who better than the public sector can really push that forward? Go back a little in time when the railways developed the first ICF coach in India. The technology was not available. They started manufacturing equipments and components in India, and they trained a hell of a lot of local entrepreneurs to start manufacturing those parts in India. And I come from the eastern part of the country, in a place where hundreds of new industries started to manufacture those parts, and ICF got a coach which was 100% indigenized in a very short period of time. It led to, courses being given on welding to mechanical stuff and so many other things. But the point I am trying to make is, organization as huge as railways has the wherewithals and the money and the wish and the push and the, the influence within the government to create that kind of ecosystem for itself. And as we have seen, earlier sites we have been, everybody is talking of, when Dr. Pillai talked of the missile technology, one big issue was industry constraints. That means we didn't have the right kind of manpower, the right kind of infrastructure to help this kind of developments. I do meet a lot of ISRO scientists and they tell me the same thing. Are we going to face that same kind of a future when the government gets into these kind of things? I'm not going to get to the detail of this, everybody of you know this. What's happening to the what's going to happen to the smart cities? Oracle is involved in several of them. We are doing something in Varanasi now. What's going to happen at Varanasi once we complete the implementation? We are going to talk of IoT, we are going to talk of communication at 4G, 5G speed, we are going to talk of so many things. We are going to talk of face recognition, we are going to talk of motion capture and technologies and so much of things. Where is the sustainability? The sustainability only comes if you have that manpower available in abundance, not that costly, when Varanasi smart city can be maintained or any other smart city can be maintained. That is only achievable if we can spawn out more people who are skilled in that area. Oracle, how did Oracle database and D2K become famous? Because of the NITs of the world, right? They kept on spewing out new trained manpower, and Oracle database became the household name. Similarly, what ICT Academy is doing is fine, very good, and I think more such institutions should come up and do these things. It's not only the job of AICTE to do it, 37 lakhs, 7 lakhs, these figures are dismal, but how do you do this? So the colleges, I'll come to a slide. Oracle Academy is doing great stuff. It's doing with a lot of colleges. We are training the trainers. That's something which should be the order of the day. But this is something which is on the screen for you. This is the future of work for a lot of lads at the village level, in the rural areas where they can make their livelihood from these places. Indian Railways is going on, once again Indian Railways, because I personally believe companies like Indian Railways, Indian Oil Corporations of the world, the NTPCs, the GAILs of the world, who have tons of money, they can really help, polytechnics and colleges and small schools in villages and in rural areas and fund them to come up with, a lot of new ideas, lot of new students. A lot of students can learn those things and get jobs. In one of the sessions, I proposed that Indian Oil Corporation is trying to do IoT for their pipeline, for their tankers and everything. I told them that they kept on cribbing that we don't get enough response. We don't get lot of startups applying against our RFPs. Where will they get it? If IOCL, or don't take the name as a verbatim, I'm saying if one of these large PSUs invests even 100 crores into nurturing about 100 startups, there will be a day when we will have 20 companies applying for those RFPs. And there will be huge number of families at the background which will be benefited out of that. But that's where the employability comes. And if employability comes, that's the future of work. That's what in colleges you are all going to teach, and there people are going to learn. There will be less dropouts. Everybody will not get into IITs. Everybody will not get into the top in IITs of the country. But this is what can really drive it. That's happening in the power sector. The Energy Efficient Systems Limited, EESL, is putting up lamps which has controllers at their back, which is 16,000 rupees a piece. It's a maintenance of 10 years. Are we talking of simple electricians maintaining those bulbs and those controllers? No. We are talking of people who know how data is transmitted from those controllers. We are talking of people who will just not take out the box, use a shoulder and shoulder something and it will be back to work. He would be knowing, little of modular engineering. Who's going to teach that? That's what needs to be taught also. If you can teach that, EESL plans to do 25 million intelligent bulbs across the country in the streets of this country. Think of how many trained electricians we need to create to maintain that particular system. And this is only one small initiative. There are thousands of other initiatives coming up under Make in India and all these things that are coming up. I didn't mention defense intentionally, and God saved me. I didn't mention that. It would have been a very, very amateurish thing to do. But defense is also doing great stuff. And everybody don't need an IIT engineer or a data scientist or an IISc pass out. There will be a lot of other people who will be needed, who would be the one of the cogs of that whole wheel which turns so smoothly. Otherwise, it's not possible. So that's why I am saying that the stage is set. We all need to believe in that and really come out with courses and curriculums where people, and believe in that these people are going to get jobs. We talked of change, somebody talked of change earlier. Yes, that's what is required. We need to start believing in the change that's going to be in this country. And that's what's going to take us to the next century, and the millennials will really thank us for this. I just wanted to mention this to tell you that it is going to happen. I took this excerpt from the budget speech of the Honorable Minister. And this is not why I'm saying, that's what they are saying. It's happening. If Hindu Group can start a STEP program trying to get away with those foreign qualifications, why can't we do this? The Honorable Director IIT Chennai was here. I do have a few friends in IIT who are professors. I did keep on talking to them. How much of interaction do you have with the industry? How much of patronage you give to other colleges? Being an IIT, you are big guys. IIT Mumbai, IIT Powai, IIT Kharagpur. How much are they doing? It needs to go up 10 times, 100 times maybe, at the very basic level. And that's how all these things will get implemented. Otherwise, no way. We'll keep on talking only. We are engaged, so that's why I put up these things. And I have been in few of these meetings, things like blockchain. Blockchain is today a reality. I was part of a government institution which did land records, automated the land records about 15 years back, 20 years back. And I know the type of manpower we were searching. We were searching for scanners, people who can use the ADF scanner. You can use that automatic document feeder scanner to scan lakhs of documents per day. We were not getting them. We took them, we trained them and put them to work. We needed scanner repairing people. Anybody could repair a scanner. We needed people who can enter data, metadata from every land records file that was given to us for scanning. Lot of new types of skills, a lot of new types of work was generated. And that's what blockchain is going to do for health record, for land records and health records now. Are we ready for this? Land records is going to be a big game changer if blockchain comes into it. The whole country's economy is going to benefit. All the stuff that we see in the newspapers, with God's grace will start disappearing. I don't know if somebody will find out a different way of doing things. But that's how it's going to happen. And do we have the right people there? How many of the colleges in India is teaching blockchain, just to start off? And there was this conference, global conference on cyberspace sometime back in Delhi. I was one of the compares. And one of the big point was, do you really need to be a science graduate to know blockchain or Internet of Things? I said no. Is it possible for an arts graduate or a guy or children who are studying economics or arts in class 10 and 12 go and do specialization in IoT or blockchain? Please allow that. Otherwise, you will not create that whole assemblement of feeding in children. And it's all about creativity. Blockchain, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, it's more about creativity. Can we unshackle that? As Director IIT Chennai was saying, formal education gives you discipline, but at the same time, it needs to open up the whole vista in front of you, and that's what I think is the order of the day. Just to put a few names up on the screens. And these are all happening. Internet of Things is happening big time in this country. Smart meters in government homes are going to be the order of the day. Millions of smart meters are getting into homes as part of various government programs. They are sealed. They have some kind of a transmission device internally, a controller, which you can operate remotely. Gone are those days when you will need simple, people who have learned some kind of electric circuitry from his, father or forefather and starts repairing that. It will not be possible to tinker it. They need little more expertise to run them. You will need to know little about IoT. You will need to know little about managing sensor-based control system. There where you will need these people. The whole country's meter system will change. It's changing big time. You'll no more have those mechanical meters, those circles going around. In 10 years' time, all these things will vanish. What happens then? Today is the day when we should start preparing those people, and those kind of manpower should be available on the streets. I'm not going through all of them. I mentioned last at the word or the red cloud you see over there. It's all about oracles. We have been contributing to some extent in all these areas, and cloud is one big area which we're contributing. I'm not getting into cloud. I think it's not the right place to talk of cloud at this point of time. Chatbot, cryptocurrency. This is what is going to lead the day. Chatbot is a reality today. You no more need to call up and talk to somebody, a human voice on the other side. You get responses which are much more accurate, much faster with a robot who chats with you. So that we call a chatbot. So chatbot at the back has artificial intelligence and so many other things built into it. A lot of things that go into it. Who's teaching these things in the IT colleges, in the computer science courses? You need to create innovative courses where it's it's not only computer science. It engulfs some much more creative ideas into it. Give him dual degrees, things like that. That's how we are going to make these people ready for this kind of a paradigm shift. A little of trivia, just to give you an idea that everything has arrived. Healthcare is some place which we are seeing a huge exponential shift in the way technology is getting used. A company called Atomwise predicted which are the existing medications which can effectively, reduce Ebola from spreading just by using AI. So much of money spent is getting saved over here. Virtual reality. Teaching, if I am treating a person who's aged, I don't share his mind share, I have his mind, right? So I don't know how to, really I am really giving him that peace of mind. So if I can really experience how aging is all about, how better would it be? I am 40 plus, I am 45 plus. I would be very happy to go to a doctor who knows how am I aging. That would be fantastic. Augmented reality, 3D printing, we are talking of printing hearts, we are talking of printing body parts. It's happening, it's already happening in this world. And very soon, all these things are already, lot of startups in India are thinking in these lines. I have met a lot of them. Government is promoting a lot of them. These are the places where the future of work lies. These are the places where we should send, as an individual college, I would try to send my student to and work in these areas. Because these are the places, which is going to prosper in future. I talked of this one, blockchain, will get into everything. It will get into public distribution, it will get into land records, educational certificates. Educational certificates in India, we have already started, looking at blockchain, how it can securitize these things. Last few slides of mine. Oracle Academy is a CSR activity of Oracle. We are today engaged with ICT. I think there will be a lot of people who already know Oracle Academy is all about. We provide services in 120 countries. We provide our softwares free. We have adopted a lot of colleges, and we give our full range of softwares, our products, and we teach the teachers as to how to use them and train the students. We are in India since 2004, and we are collaborating with ICT Academy since 2010. And we reach to much larger areas. We talked of Assam, Northeast. We are trying to start there also. So let's see how fast Oracle can do its best in spreading these technologies across the country. Last slide about Oracle Academy. And once again, I would like to thank ICT Academy for giving me a chance to speak. I don't know how much good or bad I have spoken, and thanks for listening to me. Thank you.